In CVP tracing part 2, we will discuss how different pathologies can present themselves in the CVP tracing. As a reminder, here is our normal CVP tracing. If you need to review it, either explain the tracing to yourself or check out part 1. First, we will discuss atrial fibrillation. In atrial fibrillation, the atria do not contract. Therefore, we don't have an A wave, as the A wave represents atrial contraction. Whenever you have come across a question about pathologic CVP tracings, I'm sure the term Cannon A waves has been there. Cannon A waves present themselves when the atria contract against a closed tricuspid valve, resulting in high right atrial pressures. This high RA pressure is called a Cannon A wave. You can see that in the tracing, the Cannon A wave is much larger than the normal A wave that is seen in a normal CVP tracing. Our next tracing describes tamponade. In cardiac tamponade, diastolic filling is impaired because the RV is being externally compressed by fluid surrounding the heart. This presents itself in the early ventricular filling phase that occurs during the Y descent on a normal CVP tracing. This is why we lose the Y descent in patients experiencing tamponade. Next up is the ever-common tricuspid regurgitation. Here, the tricuspid valve doesn't close completely during ventricular systole, causing backflow of blood into the RA. This causes the RA to see a higher pressure and increases the C wave in the CVP tracing. This in turn causes fusion of the C and V waves, as can be seen in the tracing below. In constrictive pericarditis, we have impaired diastolic filling. As the pericardium as a whole is less compliant, this leads to a sharper Y descent. This steep Y descent results from rapid RV filling during ventricular diastole. Think, the ventricle fills up as fast as it can, resulting in a sharp decrease in the pressure seen by the RA. There is also a concomitant sharp X descent known as the square root sign. These two prominent descents are unique to the CVP tracing in constrictive pericarditis. This differentiates constrictive pericarditis from restrictive pericarditis, in which there is only a sharp Y descent. If you would like to do some further reading on your own about the CVP tracing, below are 2 of the resources that I used to create this presentation.